Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Today we're cooking something sweet. We're making a lemon meringue tart or pie. But before we have a look at the ingredients we need, there's not that many of them. Do me the favor, support the channel if you're not doing so yet by clicking the subscribe button and checking the bell icon to get notifications. Now let's have a look here. On the corner here we have a pre-baked pastry or tart or pie. I prefer to, even though it's the dessert, I prefer to keep this salty. So it's the same kind of dough that I use for a quiche, for instance, and I'll put a link to it here. It's very easy. It's, for instance, double the amount of flour to butter, so 250 grams of flour to 125 grams of butter, a teaspoon of salt, and a beaten egg. But if you want to look, I also put the link in the description. We'll put this away for now. Now we need to make a lemon curd and we need to make meringue. So we will start with the lemon curd. That's basically 5 egg yolks, about 80 grams of sugar. There's a lot more sugar here because we need for the meringue as well. So 80 grams of sugar, 50 grams of cold butter, and we're going to use probably 3 of the lemons and some of the zest from the lemons. So we'll start with getting that all together. Now let's measure up sugar first. So about 100 grams. Well, 80 is enough. Let's go for 80, so it's not too sweet. The meringue is going to be sweet enough. And I'm lazy, so I'm going to do it in my Thermomix. That's why I'm using this here. Now get the yolks, all 5 of them. So there's 5 yolks, but only 4 egg whites. Like so. Now put the egg whites in the fridge so that they're nice and cold. It will be easier to beat them afterwards. Now for the zest. I would zest 2 of the lemons. It's really nice too, it gives nice flavor. I will cut until when I'm done. We have our zest in there, it's ready for the lemon juice. I'm doing it into a strainer so that we can collect the stones and just squeeze in all 3 of your lemons. I'll see in a minute or 2. So the last one, last half. Now these are wonderful Amalfi Coast lemons from Italy. Organic. They have a wonderful taste, both peel and juice. And we'll get that off. Now that's basically what we need for the curd, except for the cold butter, but that we'll add later. So now I'll get the Thermomix set up and we can start making the curd. The Thermomix is all set up. It will take about 5 minutes. Now you can do this in a bain-marie as well with a whisk, or you can do it straight in a pan. If you feel adventurous, that works well. But I'm choosing to do it here because I'm a bit lazy. Now we don't really want to blend it. So we'll just get the mixer going at the right half speed. And then we'll leave that for 5 minutes. It's going to get up to 90 degrees. At the end, we'll add butter. We'll see in a bit. So there's about a minute left. Our cold butter goes into it. Try not to lose it. Back on with the lid. It's done. You can hear it because it's singing to us. Get this. I'll put this away quickly. Like this, we have some more space. Now the perfect check is to take this spoon and do like that, and then hold it, and now it shouldn't rin. Maybe I can show you like that. You see it's not running down. That's the perfect consistency. I love this. Now, if you like it on the sweeter side, add a bit more sugar, but this to me is really fruity and acidic, and I prefer that to come with a very sweet meringue. So now we're going to pour this into our pie or into our tart. So we just go ahead and pour everything out. What I also like is just to have kind of not a very thick layer, but just, I would say, 1/2 centimeter. Get that away. Shake it a bit, distributes evenly. And I would say this is probably not more than 3, 4, maybe 5 millimeters. But it's packed with lemon flavors, and that's how I like it. Now, if you want more, then just make more. More eggs, more lemon juice, and more sugar. But now this has to cool until it becomes really cold. So depending on where you can cool, 1 hour to 3 hours, but it needs to be set. So I'll see you in whenever or however long that is. In this bowl, we have our egg whites. And it's time to beat them, add sugar, make the meringue. But before we do that, turn on your oven to 180 degrees, because we're going to bake the meringue in there. So turn on your oven, and then let's whisk. So here we go. First, no sugar, just whisk the egg whites. And now we can start little by little to add the sugar. That's the rest of the sugar. And now we need to whisk until we get nice peaks. But I'll show you what that looks like. These are peaks. That's a peak. So let's get this put away, and then I'll show you what we do next. This is the cool down lemon curd. Now, if you want, you can put this in a piping bag, make a nice kind of pattern, and pipe it however you want. I'm not the piping kind of guy, so we're just gonna put it on top and spread it out. Get rid of this, and then let's spread it out. I was thinking probably the easiest is with a spatula knife. Just go so that it comes all over. And I'm not too worried what it would look like. I'm just trying to get a more or less even spread. That to me is perfect. Now, our oven is not quite hot yet, but once it is, we'll put it in there. So see you in a minute or two. Now it's hot enough. Goes in 10-15 minutes. You just want it to be nice and brown. 180 degrees. I'll see you in probably 15 minutes. So our meringue has a nice golden color. And we're gonna wait a little bit so that we can get it out of the form, and then we're going to wait a longer time to let it cool down again. It's a lot about waiting. So I'll see in about, probably, depending on how you cool it, I'll cool it outside, 1/2 hour to 1 hour until it's cold. And then we'll serve it up. So see in a bit. Looks quite beautiful. But now we want the last zest on top. Adds a bit of color and adds a bit of extra lemon flavor. So just go on and zest everything. The worst thing when you make these things is the wait. The waiting for it to cool down so that you can try it. That's it. But before we cut this up and serve it, if you're stuck with me this far, do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps to get my content out there via the mysterious YouTube algorithm. So please support me with a thumbs up. But now let's cut this and serve it. We don't want to go too wild. With the size, I mean. Doesn't that look beautiful? And as I said, you can probably see it, but it's quite a thin layer of lemon curd. But that lemon curd has power. It's going to be an explosion of lemon in your mouth. Now let's give it a try. Let's do this. Cup a little bit with the finger. This is what it should taste like for me. And yes, I was a bit too early. It can cool a bit longer, but it still tastes amazing. This really nice citrusy acidity of the lemon. And I really suggest you do it this way because the really powerful acidity of the lemon curd goes so well with the meringue, because the meringue is quite sweet. So you need something to balance that out. And I love, like I told you earlier, that the pastry is salty. I'm in heaven. I went to hotel school many years ago. Oh, over 25 years ago now. And I remember working in the patisserie in that school. When we made lemon curd, it was the best. I used to go into the fridge and eat it with a spoon. I just love it. So I hope you enjoyed one of my favorite tarts or cakes, whatever you want to call it, pies, the lemon and meringue pie or tart, whatever you choose. Thank you for this time. If you haven't done so yet, please support me by clicking that subscribe button, checking the bell icon to get notifications, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you didn't like. I always answer. But that's it for this time. Take care. Bye-bye.